Peace, family. Today I wanted to talk to the ladies again about certain topics. You know, a lot of people didn't sit down. My mother didn't tell me every single thing. Bless her heart. But some things I had to learn the hard way, or, you know, other people told me, gave me advice as an adult later on in my life, okay? So, you know, there's a lot of women out there, a lot of preteens, teenagers, young women who are not prepared as far as, you know, there's young girls whose mother did not talk to them about their menstrual cycle and how to be clean, or, you know, what happens or why we even get menstrual cycles. And then there are teens who do not sit down with their mothers and talk about sex or puberty or whatever they learn from school or whoever, because most likely if the parents are not teaching them, they're going to learn from outside, and sometimes it could be from a negative source. Okay, then you have the young woman, because when you become a young woman, you know, especially in 2013, it's just a lot going on with these men. Not saying that I have I mean, you're dealing with whatever. It's just some crazy people out there, men, women. You just don't. We're miseducated, okay? And a lot of our truths aren't really truths. We think that we think a certain way, and it's not reality, okay? So anyway, that's just like one thing at a time. I wanted to talk to you guys about your womb and how important it is to not allow men to disrespect your womb, okay? And it might sound all deep and spiritual. I'm not that type of person. I don't like to be deep. You know, if you don't understand me, what's the point? So I'm just going to be real, okay? When you're young, let's face it, you know, your mother didn't talk to you about sex. You learn from school or your friends. You know, you listen to music, and they're feeding you certain messages. They're giving you different messages on what sex is. You know, maybe you've seen porn, flicks, or whatever. But in actuality, a lot of people on this side of the planet we do not know too much about sex. Most of us have sex. If we are having sex, it's like animalistic. It's beastly. Okay, because like I said, it's like no education on it. Most of us we have religious backgrounds where it's just close your legs, don't talk about it, shut up, you're a lady, you know, don't talk about it. You're not supposed to have sex before you're married, that's it. When you get married, you'll find out all that juicy stuff, okay? But, you know, some women, you know, it's natural to be sexual. Being sexual is just part of life. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all sexual beings. I mean, it's just part of nature, how we were created. Okay, but as far as, like I said, how we have sex, it's just off the hook. So you get with this guy, and I'm just giving a scenario real quick because I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to get straight to the point. Okay, you're young, you never had sex before, you get with a guy. The guy is not a virgin. He's had sex, he had multiple partners, whatever. He watches porn, whatever. He tears your behind up. You know, he breaks your back, and you bragging, girl, he broke my back. He had a big penis, he broke my back. Woo. And it happens over and over. You're not getting an orgasm. So what's the point? You're having sex, you're not getting an orgasm, you're faking it. So you're lying to the man, making him feel like, you know, he did something. He didn't do nothing. Okay? Let's be realistic. Majority of women do not have orgasms. So what is it with these men walking around like, shit, I got 500 women, and I be doing this and that, and then like 493 of the women don't even have orgasms. That's how many women that don't have orgasms, okay? So, you know, what did he do? What he did was he damaged you, okay? Especially if you let him ejaculate. In 2013, you should be protecting yourself if you're having intercourse outside. I mean, you know, just if you're single, just sleeping around or whatever, you're supposed to be protecting yourself. But even then, it's not 100%. Okay? And so when a man ejaculates in you, because that condom can burst. When a man ejaculates in you, and 9 times out of 10, not saying that there aren't healthy guys out there. There are, but there are a lot of men that do not care about that. Even the ones that talk about all this holistic health, you know, that's a fad now. And you'll see the videos, you'll see people that are conscious, they call themselves conscious or whatever. And they're like, you know, don't eat this, I don't eat that. That does not necessarily mean that they're healthy. And it does not mean that they're actually living it and doing it. So, but for the most cases, there are a lot of men that don't take care of themselves. They don't go to the doctor. You know, women, we tend to go to the doctor more than men. Women tend to take care of themselves a little more than men. I'm not saying that all women do, but I'm just saying, in actuality, there are a lot of men who just don't take care of themselves. They don't go to the doctor. They have sex with a whole bunch of women, and then they never go to the doctor. That's why a lot of women, they say that majority of the HIV cases in the black community are black men. 70%. That's huge. That's a large number, and it makes me sick when I think about it. 70% of the HIV cases in the black community are black men. Okay? And, you know, it's not me putting down men, but I'm just saying. You gotta just really do the knowledge. It's 2013. People are getting HIV. Okay? But we're not even to go that far with HIV or HPV, whatever. Or STDs, VD, whatever. I'm just talking about, you know, when a man ejaculates in you. If he is acidic, you know what I'm saying? If he ain't drinking no water, if he's eating fast food every day, whatever, he's smoking, drinking, when he ejaculates in you, that is like fire in your womb, and it's tearing your behind up. It is tearing your behind up. So when you're 40 and 50, you know, I know a lot of women that are suffering, and it breaks my heart, but it's true. A lot of women suffer. 35 years old. I know 35-year-old woman. Matter of fact, I know a 30-year-old woman that is suffering with fibroid tumors. That I know 25-year-old woman. I had met a 25-year-old woman. Maybe she's 20. She was 24, I think, and she had a hysterectomy. Okay, hysterectomy. All types of womb problems, all types of womb problems, and a lot of it, you know, it's a lot of factors to that. It could be a lot of factors to that, you know, because it also has to do with how you treat your body and the things that you're putting in your body as well. But for a lot of the cases, you know, a lot of women allow these men to disrespect their womb. You have to respect yourself, love yourself. Don't let men just do whatever to you, beat you up. And I'm talking about during sex. I'm not even talking about physical abuse. I'm talking about, because that is harmful too. Or being in toxic relationships where your man, you know, he doesn't allow you to, allow. But anyway, you know, you're not able to be creative, to be free, to be yourself, to fulfill your purpose, to live out your purpose on this planet, to stir up your potential, because we all have potential to be great. If you're in a relationship and you aren't capable of doing that, and I'm not saying because you're busy or because the kids or whatever, but because your man is like, you can't work, you can't do this, you can't do that, that stuff affects you too. Because, you know, it affects you. Everything affects your womb, okay? You just have to be careful. If you don't listen to anybody, listen to me. I had problems with my womb. I was only 21 years old, and the doctor told me I had cancer. I went to a natural doctor, and I was scared of chemotherapy. I didn't know what they were going to do. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea. But it just freaked me out. A lot of people know my story, whatever, but they told me I couldn't have no kids. They told me I was going to lose my baby. And when they told me I was going to lose my baby, which they were like, oh, it could be 65% chance that, you know, you have a miscarriage. I was like, no, I am not having a miscarriage. Both my grandmothers died of cancer at that time. And I was like, and then I had an aunt that had cancer. And I'm like, I am not trying to go out like that. You know what I mean? If it obviously what they do, it doesn't work. And I'm not saying, you know, whoever has cancer to go stop going to the doctor, but it just didn't work for me. And I went to a naturopathic doctor, and my body was just, the problem was that I was just so acidic, and like my wound was jacked up because I was doing things. I ain't gonna put my business out in the streets, but I was just not respecting myself, not respecting my wound, okay? And I had to like detox completely when I was pregnant. And I'm talking about rashes all over my body, you know, just sweating, going through all types of mental issues, you know. It was just crazy. But, you know, I did go, that was a hump in my life. And I did come out okay. And I did have a baby, and I do have 7 children now. They told me that, you know, after that I would not be able to have any children. It would be impossible for me to carry a baby. So, but anyway, so, you know, this is just my experience too, because I had no idea. And, you know, you go through things, you want a man to hold you, you know, but just don't go to bed with just any type of dude. Don't, you know, for me, I don't think it's okay. A lot of people are okay with this free love, sleeping around. I'm just not with that. I can't. I don't think it's righteous, especially in this day and time. You know, people are okay with having multiple partners, and I'm just not okay with that. Never have been. Because of what's going on with, I mean, it's just so many people with all types of diseases, number one. And number two, you know, it's spiritual. Like when that man injects in you, that's a spiritual thing too. It's not just physical. That's what I'm saying. A lot of us don't understand the spiritual part of sex. What's going on in the spiritual realm. You know, so you wondering why you're crazy. You sleeping with all these crazy guys, and you wondering why you're crazy, and people telling you that you're crazy, and you like, I ain't crazy. But, you know, really, like, you sleeping with all these types of crazy men, and they putting that energy in you. So it's just, you know, you have to really be careful. I know I sound like an old lady to a lot of young girls, but just look around. There are so many of us dying. There are so many women hurting. There are so many women who allow, I mean, I know, you know, a lot of us have been abused or whatever the case may be, but don't allow, you know, you want to like learn from the things that you've been through in life. You know, I'm not saying that things happen, not everything happens for a reason. I do not believe that. But what I do believe is that you don't have to always be a victim. You can get out of your situation. You can say, look, I don't want to be like that. I want to be better. I want to be better for my children, for the next generations. I mean, you just, you know, you don't have to accept any dude just because somebody, just, man, I wish I had, you know, one thing that a lot of my friends, we talk about things we have experienced, and we're like, girl, nobody told us about that. We had to learn the hard way. You know, I had a friend who was in a relationship, and she was like, she just was abused. I didn't even know. I didn't hear from her for a while, and she was abused. And I mean, I have a friend. You know, my story is kind of the same, but I mean, she's been through with, I mean, just so much with different types of men, like just abuse, and you know, it's like, wow. And she's still strong. She's still doing what she has to do. She's still managing. She's taking care of her children. But you have to start looking at yourself. We're in our 30s now. Me and her talking. It's like, you know, girl, I ain't got that kind of time. But my duty is to tell you, young girls now, you know, that are in their 20s, you don't have to go through the things that some of us went through. You don't have to go through that. You don't want to have cancer. You don't have to have tumors. You don't have to have a sick womb. If you're, I mean, this might be gross, but I'm just going to keep it real, and then I got to go, okay? Because I got to tend to my business. But, you know, if your vagina is smelling funny, that ain't normal. Don't think it's okay. Some of us have never been told that. We just think vagina stinks. It's supposed to be fishy. No, it's not supposed to smell like fish, okay? It's not supposed to be leaking unless it's like around your period time. But if you're just like leaking like crazy every day, yeast infections are not normal, okay? One of the #1 products that are sold at drugstores are those monostat, whatever, I don't even know what they're called, but the medications for yeast infection. Okay, yeast infections. A lot of women are suffering from that. It's not cute and it's not normal. Okay, there are things you can do, which I'm not going to go in details with that, but there is a thing called Google. You can look it up. There's different things you can do to cleanse yourself. Drink more water. Drink smoothies are excellent. You could put berries. Berries are excellent. Or when I had cancer, I ate berries every day. Every single day. I made a smoothie, put berries in it, and it changed my whole entire body. So berries are excellent. You want to start taking care of yourself. Smoking, getting drunk all the time. Oh, I'm tipsy. Oh, I'm getting drunk. Oh, we got crunk last night. All that mess. Okay, drinking every now and then, but making it a habit will deplete you of your nutrients. You will have issues later. Okay, these older people are not telling you that. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you how it strips you from your liver. I mean, it pulls from your liver, your colon. There are women that are having serious gastro issues because of the things that they put in their body. Drinking all the time. There's just certain things you have to take care of yourself. Okay? Some of us don't have to have cancer. Really, there's different cancers that, certain things that maybe, you didn't know. Maybe something hereditary. Some of us are causing ourselves to be sick. You know what I mean? Like, just certain things that you do. When you eat McDonald's every day, that's not good for your womb. Okay? I'm just telling you, giving you advice, okay? Hopefully you're listening to me. If you have any questions, leave a message. I can't talk all day. I love you guys. Have a good day. Have a good week. This is Monday, December 2nd. We have, I believe, 30 days until the 1st, okay? So let's make this month all of that. Come up with your little resolutions. I'm not striving to come out of 213 halfway. I'm trying to leave all my bad habits behind. Okay, I'm not a resolution type of person, but I do got a lot of goals right now that I need to accomplish. Ain't got nothing to do with 2014, but you best believe when I get into 2014, it's going to be on and popping, all right? But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. I got to go. Peace.